Hey guys, no song. Uh, just wanted to share something. Today I was on my way to a funeral, hence the tie and socks. And let's see, Super Cookie Monster socks. Um, and Melissa was working, and if you don't know, we only have one vehicle. That's neither here nor there. And so I had to take a taxi to the church for the funeral. Um, and I was talking with the taxi driver. We were having conversation, just shooting it, just anything that came up we talked about. And we were talking about the events of the last few weeks here in St. John, um, about the incident at the refinery. And since I was going to a funeral anyway, we ended up talking about death and just different things like that. And he made the comment to me, the taxi driver. His name was Richard. Um, he said, being a believer, being a Christian, being a pastor, uh, you're probably ready to die. And I thought about it, um, and I said, you know what? And I think it's fair to say this. A lot of times, um, I've stayed awake at night, uh, fearing, fearing death. Not so much what I believe to be the end result, but the whole concept of passing, what it will be like. Will I feel anything? Different things like that. And I said, those things scare me. But as I was going to work at the refinery that day, on that Thanksgiving Monday, um, being called in, uh, I was ready. Um, I called Melissa and I called my sister, and it was just I didn't know honestly if I was going to make it home, and I told them that I loved them. I wanted them to know that I loved them. It was a rare moment for me to actually to be prepared for the inevitable, or not inevitable, but prepared for what could have happened. Um, but I'm here, shooting this video, telling you guys about it. And the last thing I did, as I'm as we're talking, this taxi driver and I, Richard, I I said to him, I said, Richard, if you're ever in a spot on a Sunday, and he said he wasn't religious, he believed in God. And I said, but if you're ever just in a spot, just you know, come over to our church. Tell them I sent you if anyone gives you grief, and I don't think anyone at SJ1 would give them grief. Um, but yeah, it was an interesting conversation, um, to know in my heart I was ready to go tell them about this. Uh, to go to a funeral of somebody that I didn't know, and from what I've had from conversations with her family, she was ready. So um, I don't know. This isn't a preachy thing, um, but are you ready? If that day comes, before that day comes, because we're all going to stop being alive at some point. Um, the question is, are you ready? Um, if you are, good. If you're not, let's talk. Thanks.